The Marines form a base of fire to drive the enemy off. The line builds up, and so does the firepower. Meanwhile, overhead, Air Force and Marine Corps planes support the ground troops.
I enlisted in the Marines in 1951, and I'm a Hollywood Marine because they sent us to California instead of the East Coast. The East Coast was full at that time, so they sent us out to be trained in San Diego, which they say is the easier camp, but I don't know there's any Marine Corps boot camp that's easy. No such thing. And then finished my boot camp, 10 weeks, 13 weeks. And then I had 2 weeks leave and go back to advanced training, and there was about 10 weeks of that, and then on the boat and to Korea. And got over in Korea in September of '51. I remember coming in, I saw a Sabre jet and a MiG having a dogfight in the air. You know, I thought, oh boy, here we go. You know, we were fully armed and everything, grenade, everything with us. And when we landed unopposed, thank goodness. And then we formed and we went straight out, and they put us in trucks, and then we went right up to online. 7-day-old Lujan, we were pretty good friends. And when we went into this operation, Bumblebee, I think they called it, he was in a chopper right behind me, and we landed, we jumped out, we was okay, but a mortar shell hit his chopper just while it was hovering to get out, the guys were getting out. And he ended up, it didn't kill him, it ended up, he messed up his one leg really bad, and he was online in probably about 20 minutes, and an evac helicopter took him back, to the hospital. The Marine Corps lived by helicopters. They probably are the forerunners of, using those for combat and everything else. I'd really see, there's several pictures in there of our supply. That's how we got all our supplies, by helicopter. They put us online, the first operation ever done by the Indian military service. They put a whole battalion of us online in the helicopter. That's where we went on the rock. That was a position, Fortress Allied position in North Korea. And that's the rock, that was held by the North Koreans for the big hump there. And that was a view out of my bunker down here. You see that little hole? Yeah, I was standing outside that my bunker, and I was talking to the first sergeant, and a sniper shot at us. Went right between us into the side of the trench. And so I jumped inside and got a hold of, I call them EE8s, telephone, and I called back to mortars, and I call it 4 deuces. I said, have a sniper on the rock. I said, give me 1 round of Willie Peters, and we'll adjust, and white phosphorus. And I heard it bloop like that, and that first round landed right in that notch, and that's where he was at. So that's where I saw the smoke from his rifle, and that first round landed right square in that thing. That was unreal. And he quit shooting. And they said, okay, and they said, well, okay, we'll adjust. Are you going to adjust this? And I said, you don't have to. You got him first round. Then he said, damn, we're good. I had one instance where we got hit one night, and there's some pictures in there of that. And we knocked down a bunch of, these were Chinese at that time, I think. And we knocked down quite a few of them, and they started to withdraw. And so our company commander wanted to go down and see if any of them, before they started pulling the bodies away or anything, he wanted to go down and see if we could get any information off of them, any intelligence in papers or whatever, try to find a leader and see what kind of information he had on him. So we kind of leapfrogged through each other, and we were the last, me and another guy from Indiana were the last 2 guys down, and then the company commander went out to get the information, and all at once we started drawing fire, and a burp gun went off in front of me about 10 foot, looked like one of these sparklers that kids used to have, and sparks were flying every which way. But he didn't, well, his problem was I got him first. That's where he got me. Anyway, then we got leapfrogging back, and we were the last two to come up because the company commander come through us, and we covered him as he went back. And we got really pinned down to where we got into the trench. And just as I started to get into the trench, my boots got caught in the comm wire, and I thought I'd been hit. I couldn't move, my leg, and I was wire strung. And some of the guys come out of their trench and come down and grab me, and pull me out, under fire. Instead of covering up, they come, to help the buddy. To this day, though, I can't believe it. I've been there and done that. It's like another part, another world I was in at one time. Like I've been taken from that world and put into this one. It's so different. But yeah, it was. I'll have to say it was an adventure, and I guess that's how I handle it mentally and everything. And privately, it was an adventure that I'm very proud of, and I'm glad I made it. And I actually, honestly, would do it again if I had the chance to. What can I do? And I started thinking, putting two and two together, and so maybe I'll start a fellowship at church. Like we have fellowships for this and that. I want to start a fellowship for veterans and military people, and try to get some old veterans like me, and contact these young guys coming back that might have some question or some problem. And instead of talking to a minister or a doctor or something, talk to somebody that's been there, done that. And talk, get them thinking about, what they can or be done for them. They're not lost, or didn't do anything wrong or anything. There's other guys that done that, been there, and kind of guide them and lead them, and then find them help if they really need help, or maybe the guy just wants to get something off his chest. But the first thing you do is to have like a couple of old veterans like me there for them to talk to, and they'll feel more at ease. They can relate to another guy who's been there and done that, as I said, other than somebody that's never done it before. And some people may not really want to go to church and see a minister. Well, this is going to be off campus. The whole gist of the thing, if it can just save one guy, just one, that's going to be worthwhile. And if you only get one guy coming to it and you can help him, that's worthwhile. But I'm going to get a couple of veterans. I've got one that's a veteran that's a doctor, and I got another one that's a minister, and people I can help back me up. I can rely on that if I run across a guy that's really got a bad problem, I can get him some help.